Very excited to be joined now by Cardinals star tight end Trey McBride. You're here on behalf of Rockin Protein. I am very much excited to talk about that later on here, but got to ask, man, how you doing? What's going on?
Doing good, yeah. Just finished up the Pro Bowl here in San Francisco. Had a crazy busy week, but life is good. Just enjoying the offseason, ready to get back to it and keep going, yeah.
Well, you're here at the Pro Bowl because you had a career year in 2025, a historic year for a tight end in 2025. So let us know, what went into having that big of a season for you.
Yeah, I think it really boils down to a lot of different things. A lot of coaches doing the right thing, players doing the right thing, and opportunity. We were down in a lot of games, so we had to throw the ball a lot, and that's why I was able to catch so many passes. But I'm very thankful for all my teammates, coaches, all those guys that helped me have a career year.
Most NFL offenses, at least this is my opinion, you can tell me if I'm wrong, most NFL offenses don't really run through that tight end as the first read traditional guy. Usually you're trying to hit those passes to the perimeter wide receivers. Sure. That was not the case in Arizona last year. Obviously, that thing was running through you. Why was that? Was that personnel-based? Was that coaching decisions? Kind of take us into that.
I think it's a little bit of everything. Obviously we had a little banged-up injuries at wide receiver. We had guys in and out, and I think I was just consistent and they, able to catch the ball and make plays for the team when they needed to be. So the ball just kept finding me, and it was a lot of fun. But I don't know if I was the number one read, but I was getting the ball a lot, so it was fun.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. And watching Drew Petzing's offense, he's a guy that's gets a lot of crap out there.
For sure.
He obviously no longer with Arizona. He's going to Detroit. What can you tell us about Drew as a coach that maybe people misunderstand, whether it's him or his offense, anything there?
Yeah, I think Drew's one of those guys who very schematical, one of those guys who can draw up a game plan with the best of any of them, and he can scheme guys open and get guys open. Obviously, he did that with me. But tremendous coach, tremendous person, and I think the Lions are getting a good one. He's a great coach, and I'm excited to see how they do this year.
When you mentioned scheming guys open, can you because this is something I say all the time, this coach is really good at scheming guys open, but I think the listeners, the viewers would find it much more informative if you tell them what that means rather than just my little estimation.
Yeah, I think it's more of just certain teams run certain coverages, and some plays work against those coverages and some plays don't. So knowing when they're going to be in this coverage, their tendencies, things like that, and being able to call a good play against the coverage that they're going to run. And I think Drew understands what the other team's going to do and can draw up plays with the best of any of them. So when he calls that perfect play versus perfect coverage, your eyes just light up and that ball's probably going to come to you if they do run that certain coverage.
And NFL offenses are really changing now. I started covering the league and really focusing on this stuff in 2014, 2013. It's not a totally different sport, but just the way offenses are structured and the way defenses are combating that is totally different. We're seeing a lot more teams go rather heavy with 12 personnel, 13 personnel. As one of, if not the best tight ends in the league right now, how do you sort of see that change, altering NFL offenses? How are defenses combating it? Has the league really shifted in that way?
I think so. The tight end is a unique position that, you bring 3 or 4 of us out there on the field, and it brings a lot of problems to the defense. How are we going to cover all these guys? How are we going to, stop them in the run game? And it's one of those where you can't be in the perfect defense because you got to be able to help them in both the run game and the pass game. So you get too many linebackers out there, then they're, a liability in the pass game. You have too many safeties, then maybe you can run the ball a little bit better because they don't have any run-stopping guys in there. So it's kind of that unique position where if you bring a bunch of guys out there, they don't really know what to do, and you can usually take advantage of their scheme.
And I think we're seeing wide receiver, tight end, almost the lines being blurred a little bit, right? Where, again, tight ends weren't catching a bajillion passes you were maybe 10 years ago. So we're seeing those lines blur a little bit. Do you if you almost view yourself as a two-position player, or is it really just more about the structure of the offense?
I think it's about the structure of the offense. I mean, I play tight end. I block more, just as much as I probably catch the ball. So it's not like I'm split out the whole game and in a 2-point stance with, things like that. I'm going to put my hand in the ground. I'm going to block in the run game. I'm going to do the chop blocks, all the stuff that tight ends do. So that tight end position is a lot of fun because you get a little mix of everything and can catch the ball and also kind of be an asset in the run game too.
Okay, well, see, this is good for me because I do a charting series called Reception Perception where I focus in on wide receivers. One of the feedback I always get from subscribers, viewers, listeners, we got to start charting tight ends too. I'm like, listen. It's 2 different positions, number one. I got a database going back to 2014. I can't just add a whole new layer into it. And 2, I got enough time on my hand with all these good wide receivers. Like, I could bring a second position in here. So Trey McBride endorses the idea of keeping things separate.
Keep it separate, yeah. Keep it separate. 2 different positions.
You don't know how much you just helped me personally. But I mentioned I do work on wide receivers. I do want to get a scouting report from you on the 2 big guys on your team there. And let's start with Michael Wilson, who, to me, I thought was super underrated, really just wasn't getting the production to match his talent, but did have that season this year. Can you tell the people out there a little bit about Michael Wilson, the player, the person?
Mike's a great dude, great player, great person, all the above. A guy who there's no surprise why he's had this success. He's a guy who puts in the work every single day. He's the hardest working guy out there. He's always out there early, catching passes, this and that. And to me, there's no reason, it's no surprise why he had the success he had. He just was waiting for his opportunity. It finally came, and he took full advantage of that.
Yeah, that's what's cool to see, man. There's so many receivers out there and tight ends too, that just need that opportunity. And when you get it, you take it and roll. And part of that opportunity was, Marvin Harrison Jr. had a little bit of some injuries this year, which I think allowed Michael Wilson to step up. But man, Marv, tell the people about Marvin Harrison, player, person, again. Give me your scouting report on him, because I'm still a big fan of his, even if the production hasn't necessarily been what people have expected. Fourth overall. Marvin's
the best, man. He's a great person and obviously a generational player, like a guy who is 6'4", can run as fast as anybody, and it makes freaky catches all the time. So Marvin's just one of those guys who, he gets a bad rap for whatever reason, and obviously he's had a great, couple years. It's just, for whatever reason, people don't think it's good enough. And I he's had a couple injuries last year. He's a stud player, and I think he's going to make a huge jump this year and kind of, hopefully silence those people a little bit. And I love Marvin. He's a heck of a player, great person, and I love playing with him.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see all 3 of you guys kind of get working here, because I feel like that's what we learned last year. There's a lot more pass catching talent on this team than maybe people thought. And you're going to be in a new offense this year. New head coach, Mike LaFleur comes in here. I really like Mike's scheme. Are you excited to play in a new offense and kind of see what that is there?
Yeah, obviously loved everything that Drew did and had a lot of success under him. But very excited for what he brings to the table in LaFleur. He's obviously had been very successful in the division that we're playing. He's a tremendous coach, tremendous person, and he loves the tight end. So hopefully, we can get a bunch of guys and catch a ton of balls with him.
Yeah, my guess is we're not going from some system here that, oh man, Trey McBride was the feature player to let's just make that not happen. That would be pretty stupid. I don't think we're going to see that. I think you're going to see a lot of good opportunities in that offense. Would be remiss here if I didn't ask you about the Seahawks defense. Right? I mean, they're in the Super Bowl. You see them twice a year. And we mentioned the changing, shifting, and modern NFL offenses. This is one defense that I feel like is perfectly structured to kind of combat those modern NFL offenses. Tell the people what they need to be watching for on Sunday against this defense.
Yeah, all the way around, those guys are good. With the front, you got Leonard Williams. The outside guys, you got Mafe and the other guy, and then, you got Ernest Jones in the middle. You go to the back end, you got Witherspoon, Love, Kobe Bryant, Woolen, the rookie, the safety. Nick. Gosh dang, the line, the list goes on and on. They're tremendous players. They're a tough defense, and I'm very fortunate I get to play against those guys twice a year.
Makes you better.
It makes me a heck of a lot better. They're a great defense, and I'm excited to see how they, do this weekend.
And how much of a challenge is it for a player in your position, as that tight end who's getting all the volume there, to go against a defense that pretty much just okay, we're not letting you dictate personnel to us. We play nickel to everything because those are the type of guys we have. What kind of a challenge is that based on other defense?
Brings a lot of challenge, especially if you're not able to run the ball. If you can run the ball against that stuff, they usually kind of can get out of it pretty quick. But if you're not able to run the ball, they stay in it the whole game, and it's challenging to throw the ball against those guys. They have so many long, tall guys on defense. So to play those guys is a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see how they do this weekend.
All right, Trey McBride here on behalf of Rockin Protein. Tell the people what you got going on there.
Love it. Rockin Protein's a company I've been with for a couple of years now, and they just do a great job of getting me refueled after workouts. 30 grams of protein, no chalky taste. It's just a tremendous drink. Drink it every day, and love everything they're doing.
That's what I'm talking about, man. People need to be paying attention to that protein intake,
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's always sold cold at the grocery stores there. You can find it at pretty much any grocery store. So lots of flavors, and it's a wonderful drink.
Amazing. Trey McBride, appreciate your time, man. Good luck this season. Have a good offseason, man. Stay healthy, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
You.